You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything if I give my heart to it.
Hello, Sharks, and welcome to Moments with Shai Will. Today, we have a very special guest, Nazly De La Rosa, Marketing Creative Director, also founder and lead coach of Believe It Life Coaching. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Shai. This is so exciting.
Thank you. So what made you decide to go into marketing as a career?
So I fell upon marketing more than actually go into it. I majored in journalism and mass communications. So yay, that was my love.
Yes.
And I minored in marketing. And once I got into the world of PR, I realized that it just was not in alignment and it was really scary, but I'm glad I had marketing to fall back on.
Yes.
And I found a job as a marketer, entry level, with a real estate company here in Coral Gables. And I kicked off my career with them and just gained so much experience that it just kept going, and it's a career that's been now 16 plus years.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. So so what are the most effective ways of SEO practices to optimize online content?
So I think online content and being able to say what are the best ways today will not be applicable tomorrow. SEO, marketing, communications is ever changing. So I think what's working today may not be the thing that's working tomorrow. However, the best way is to know, in my opinion, your brand and your avatar. Who is your client? How are you talking to them?
Exactly.
What are they doing? What are some of the things that they're doing on a day-to-day basis? And how do you align your messaging and what you're putting out there with what they really need to see and hear? So I think that's the baseline for anything having to do with SEO, social media, any sort of marketing and branding is who are you speaking to?
Right. And do you think that social media had an effect on it, the way people are branding and marketing their businesses today?
Absolutely. I think social media makes us fine-tune our brand. So down to the colors we wear, if you go to my social media, this is part of my brand.
Okay.
And it's really about being able to keep that nice visibility for the people that follow you and that are going to find you, and keeping it nice and cohesive for them is really, really important. So your brand comes through in your social media and it should touch that avatar, that person that you're speaking to. Because when they see you a couple of times and they engage with you, that's when they come into your world. So very, very important to have your brand all over.
Yeah.
All over.
I really believe that. And what about the captions? Because, I have social media and I use it every day. And sometimes I'm like, well, what am I going to put on for the captions? What am I going to use? So does the captions and the hashtag have anything to do with marketing as well? And people finding you?
Yes. So social media is changing all the time. Like I said, every day. So a couple of weeks ago or months ago, you might have been really focused on a hashtag strategy, where then all of a sudden it started coming out that Instagram was actually punishing people who were using excessive hashtags, right?
Hashtags. Yeah, I see people, their hashtags are like paragraphs. I'm like, wow, you're really trying to make sure people find you.
That everybody finds you. But in reality, that they punish you for that. So you have to be on top of the trends, in front of the trends, and adjust consistently. Your captions, sometimes, people have really long paragraphs, and that's okay if that's the type of audience that you're speaking to.
Yeah, that's true, because you have some people that, you're right.
If it's a short attention span audience,
right.
Get to it. Get to what you're trying to say and what your message is. So I think it's really individual. And again, you have to know who you're talking to so that you can adjust your tone and how long your stuff is.
Yeah, that's very true, you know. And I use Shai Will as a hashtag, you know, and I have fun with it. And I like the fact that I can go back and I can see that, you know, that I use that particular one, but I don't ever go crazy with any of them. Is there any particular hashtag that you use?
So I always use, it depends if I'm posting about my podcast, I'll do Third Eye Talks always. And I try, because I love to engage women. I'll do a lot of women empowerment. That's always one that I try to use in every post. That's my audience. I love to empower women. So
I like that so much.
Always there.
So what is your favorite part of marketing?
I think it's the branding aspect and being able to apply that everywhere in your life, because as a professional marketer, I can do that for a business, but as a coach, I can do that for an individual.
Oh,
right? So you need to personally rebrand. You want to do something different. Marketing helps me in my job as a coach. So that's my favorite part, branding, coming up with it and implementing it.
Okay, I definitely like that. So you seem to like it. You know, where do you see yourself going for the next level in marketing?
So I think marketing is always going to be a part of what I do. It's one of my great loves. And I think that now I'm implementing it and really applying it to my own business. So bringing all of that knowledge, that's where it's getting fed into. It's into my business, and how do I create the $1 million company that I really want to have. So
I like that. Yeah, you got to teach me a few things, because I'm willing to learn. I want to know these things. You know, I thought about doing marketing, but you know, this is home for me.
Yes. This is where you shine.
This is me. I love it. I enjoy it. Yes, Sharks. So we'll be right back.
You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling.
Learn and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast-track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything if I give my heart to it.
Welcome back, Sharks. You're tuned in to Moments with Shai Will. We have been speaking with Nazly De La Rosa, Marketing Creative Director, also founder and lead coach of Believe It Life Coaching. So which moment in your life inspired you to become a certified spiritual coach?
So I think it really came as a result of a couple of circumstances in my life. One of them was having to leave my marketing job to take care of my mom, who was sick at the time. And so I found myself with like a little bit of time, but not so much. And I had just gone through a series of like tough life moments. And it was actually my husband who was like, you know, you are always giving away this advice and really encouraging people and motivating them. You should try to look into something like that. And I did, and I found coaching and was blown away by the fact that I've been doing it for free my whole life. And so, you know, I jump into things, and once I found it, I got certified and just started my company and kicked it off.
Man. And how long has it been, you said?
It's been 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's been the best 4 years of my life, because I think once you jump into your purpose, it just is a whole other feeling in your life.
I know that feeling. Trust me, you feel better. You wake up feeling great. You know, we all have our bad days, but you have that thing that you enjoy that feeds you such great energy.
Yes.
I know that feeling. And people are like, you're always happy. I said, trust me, I have my struggles, you know, but I know I have that thing that I like to do. Where I work, my career, I enjoy it. So I felt that moment with you just now. We just had a moment. We just had a
I love it.
I love it too. And that's where the confidence is building for me, you know, because I've had someone ask me before, how come you have so much confidence? Like, you know, one person was like, oh, they're being rude. And I was like, no, I don't think she was being rude. I understood what she meant, you know, and I said, you know, that's not something that is given to you. It's not something you earn. It's just something that happens, you know. It's just one of those things in your life. That's why it's important to surround yourself with wonderful people. You have a support team, even if it's one person, it doesn't matter. That's most thing important.
Oh, yes.
And everything will be clear.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
Oh, yes.
We can't have these toxic people around us.
No,
it doesn't work. So I already know.
But I'm so glad you touched on confidence. That's big. And that's something that really comes from following your purpose.
It is. So how do you maintain a positive mindset for your personal life as a coach?
Ooh, I love this question.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you why I asked you that, but go ahead.
So I think that you have to have a couple of components in place. One of them is really always having your guiding principle. I call it your guiding principle at the center of every part of your life. So find that non-negotiable thing that has to be there for you. For me, it's freedom. I have to have a lot of freedom in my career, in my life. And so when you work with that guiding principle at the center of everything you do, it just helps you to be more positive and in alignment with who you are. So I would say find that non-negotiable for you and then start to pepper all of your life with that. Make sure that it's there, that it's present in your life, and you're gonna feel happy because you're living authentically.
Yes.
Right? You're not working off somebody else's vision for your life or anything like that. It's all you.
I know. And that's the reason why I asked you that question is because, you know, sometimes we have our friends, of course, they call you and you're dealing with your own situation and I'm already here. And then here comes this phone call and it just, it's like, that was heavy, but you got to be a friend. So I'm just thinking to myself, to be a personal coach, a psychologist, you know, things in that nature, even a doctor, you know, it's like, it's not always sad, but it can be very heavy. And what about you? You have your personal life, you know, your family, you know, your career. So how are you able to maintain, you know? So that's why I asked. And I like that. Something that is non-negotiable. My personal space.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
And my happiness. Like if you're taking away from my happiness and ain't no sunshine, baby, you have to go.
I love that.
You have to
stick
go.
by that always.
Yeah, and the problem with us, sometimes we choose to stay because, oh, I've known this person all my life or all the good stuff that they've done for me. But what have they done for you lately?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
so
not just a song, but a
I know.
life motto.
But I'm feeling what you're saying. Trust me, I'm all into it. So while encourage your clients, what are some of the most meaningful goals?
I think for me is always getting my clients out of areas where they've settled into areas into a place where they feel really, really happy with that part of their lives. So if they've settled into living in a place, but that's not the place that's bringing them happiness, then we're going to work on getting you out of there and doing what you need to do to go somewhere that makes you feel more alive. If you're in a job that you've settled for, but it's not the job of your dreams, how do we get you out of there and into something that feels really meaningful? That is my whole goal as a coach, is let's get out of things you've settled for and into things that make you feel really passionate.
Yeah, and I truly believe the reason why sometimes people are not happy with themselves, is because of the jobs that they're at. You know, a job can be very stressful.
Yes.
The situation can be very stressful. You know?
But if you're doing what you are meant to do, then you go there and it brings you happiness.
It sure does.
Whenever I get on a call with a client, I'm always happier after that call, regardless of the contents of the call. And sometimes they can be very, very heavy. I'm always happier because that's just what I'm meant to do. And it makes me happy to provide that space for people.
That's very deep.
Yeah.
And then, so how often do you see a client? How does it work?
I have at least 2 clients a day.
Okay.
So I have a roster, and it varies. If I'm launching a program, then I have to take less clients to be able to create space for that group. But sometimes max 2 a day, because it is, again, very draining for me as an individual. But
yeah, I know. I know. You know, and then so what, you'll see them for about an hour?
Yes.
Do you go to their place, or they come to you, or is it virtual?
It's all virtual. So I have clients in Michigan, in Georgia, in California.
You hear that, Sharks?
Yes.
Stay determined and be focused.
That's right. So I didn't want to close my business off to a location.
Yeah.
So everything I do is virtual, and I have amazing clients all over the U.S.
Okay, just another thing. If someone wants to do something in person,
Oh yeah, if you're here in the area and you want to do in person, I'm completely open to that. Yeah.
I like it. Okay. Yes. So, Sharks, stay here. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me. You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything if I give my heart to it.
Sharks, we're so glad you're still here with us. This is Moments with Shai Will. So now, let's have a little fun. It's time for self-reflection. Okay, girl.
My favorite time.
Yes. Okay. So what significant risks you took that had a positive outcome, and what did it teach you?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I would say one of the biggest risks I took was moving to New York City to pursue my career goals. I went to high school and college here in South Florida, and then I decided to apply for a job in New York, and it came through, and I went by myself for the first time. It was my first time ever away from home. And what I learned really was I can do hard things, you know, and that when you decide to take a risk, it's like they say, the universe just conspires to make it all possible for you. So things fell in place one right after the other, from the interview, the job, to my home situation where I was gonna live, and even the money that I was gonna need to actually make a move like that. So that risk paid off because it moved my career by a lot to go somewhere where I was gonna get paid more, where I could learn more about my field and work for a really great company. So I love that risk. I met my husband.
In New York?
Yes.
That is amazing.
I met my husband there. I had my children there, and I ended up living there for 11 years.
Wow.
And just having the best time of my life.
So then what made you relocate?
My mom, my mom is here, has always been in South Florida for years. And so she got ill, and we decided to pack up and come here to support her through that.
Yes.
So, but you know, we were also growing weary of being there. We really wanted to come down, be closer to family, have the kids grow up around their grandmas, you know, that sort of thing.
So everything
it came at
worked
the
out.
perfect
that is
time.
a beautiful story.
Yes.
So is that what I got to do? I got to travel?
Hey,
I missed
sometimes
it right, or even missed it right now?
Sometimes you have to go where you can plant, you know, things that will grow. So,
okay. I like that. That's nice. Okay. So how would you spend your time if money was not a factor?
I would spend my time completely being a coach. That is really where I'm at.
Yeah.
I would spend my time speaking, getting people to take more risks, to do, live these really big lives. So motivational speaking, coaching, writing, that would be what I would do every day for as long as I get the
I like that, being a risk taker.
Yes.
I mean, so tell our sharks, like, what advice do you have for them? What would you tell?
Sharks, don't ever settle. Go where you can plant something and watch it grow. Chase your dreams. You're going to have people that believe in you and some that don't, and you have to mute the dead air and go for what you want. Don't ever settle for less than what is really your dream and your passion.
That's right.
That's
I
it.
like that. You said mute everything else.
That's it.
That's very deep, and I like your story, like you got your husband, you have your family, you come down here, you were still determined, you still made it through. I can appreciate that. I like to hear other people's story. I'm inspired by that.
No,
that's nice.
I'm so glad
you
do it, and the universe supports you. The universe supports you.
Yeah, it really does. And I like what you said. Far as take the step forward. Like, don't be afraid.
Don't.
When you were speaking, far as you got on a plane, you went to New York. I've tried that before. It didn't work out. But I'm like, I done it. But you know what it taught me? Everything that you need is in your backyard.
Yes.
Okay? We just have to find the tools and know how to use it,
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, I love media. That's what I was doing in high school. Why I don't go back to that instead of just trying to figure out everything else?
Yeah.
And once I land into the radio and everything, it just was a beautiful world.
This is your destiny.
Thank you.
And I hope you stay committed.
Oh, yes, I'm already committed. Yeah.
It's going to pay off big time. Keep taking the risks.
Yeah,
Keep
and that's
doing
exactly, and I still get nervous. I have to speak in front of people. Even when you said, you coach and you speak in front of people, it's a lot of work that goes into that.
Oh, yes.
Mentally, I have to be prepared. I need silence before I get here on the way, to the studio. I don't want to talk on the phone to no one, because it's like I need to be focused.
Yes.
So when I get here, I can do my job.
Yeah.
And have a good time doing it,
You're focused and determined. I know it.
Yeah, most likely, for sure. So if you could use only 5 words, how would you describe yourself? That's fun.
Ooh, okay. Bold. Courageous, caring, loving, motivational.
How do you know that you're a bold person? What is a situation that taught you that you were bold?
I just don't settle. I just will not do it. And I'd rather go the long route, the hard route, to get what I really want than to just live this medium life.
Yeah.
I will do it. I will go. I will pick up. I picked up a whole life in New York with my kids, with babies.
Yes.
My husband, and I said, we're going. Everything will work out. Everything always works out. And I've learned that through trial and error and taking risk. And so I know.
It's like the 3rd time you said that. Are you trying to tell me something?
Hey, what flows out of me just flows.
I'm starting to think you're trying to tell me
it.
something. Is there something I don't know? I mean, come on.
Hey, nothing
Spiritual
risk,
coach,
nothing
tell me.
gain. Nothing risk, nothing gain.
Yeah.
My dad told me at a crossroads in my life, of cowards, nothing good is ever written. So if you want to have a really great life, go for it.
Yes, you heard that, sharks. Remember, stay determined,
That's
be
right.
focused. I definitely like that, I'm definitely going to have to continue to tune into your show, your podcast show.
That's right. Please tune in. It's an amazing micro-episodic podcast, and it's one of my babies.
Yes, I like that. So tell them where they can catch it.
You can catch Third Eye Talks anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yes. I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna be talking some more. It was such a pleasure having you here.
This was amazing, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to be
Yes.
here. I always love talking to you, and
Same here.
This was amazing.
Yes, same here. We definitely gonna have to do it again, and appreciate you. Yes, so it was such a pleasure. Thank you guys for tuning in to Moments with Shai Will, and I will see you next time. Bye.